in the distribution of the squad and where you have experience in certain areas of the field versus giving players an opportunity.
Well, here's an opportunity for Westchester. Was there a trip inside the penalty area? There was, and there is a penalty. Well, it was 3 passes and Westchester were on their way.
They've been delivering these sorts of balls forward. They've been getting the final third entries. We'll see the tackle come in here. It's a heavy touch and drawing the contact. It's very close to the edge of the box.
Yassine El-Kaloun scores! And Westchester United in front inside of the first 20 minutes, and it's the amateur side with an early cup set alert.
A dream start for Westchester United. Check out this technique, the little stutter step, throws the goalkeeper the wrong way, and then buries it into the opposite side.
You can make the argument for both teams that they were making things a little bit more complicated than it needed to be in the middle of the park. But right now, Yassine El-Kaloun with the opening goal for Westchester United. Had a first-round victory back in 2019 over Baltimore Christos. Eventually fell to Birmingham Legion in the second round in what was Birmingham's inaugural season. Heavy touch from Riley Bedouin. He felt like there was a foul, and then these are the opportunities where Westchester have been able to break. And that's what created the penalty. Nice little dip of the shoulder in the middle of the park. And here's Muhu, who created the penalty, directing traffic, and now spraying it to the far side. Sent across, and there's another opportunity, and it was Marcus Brenes out of Villanova.
It's a good switch in the end by Muhu, a bit of a stumble by the defender, but in the end, the cut back to the penalty spot. Power to really force a better save out of Farouk. But right now, Westchester United lining up inside the 18 with too much time and too many looks on target, and yet another poor giveaway.
Loudoun are at 6s and 7s at the moment, and Westchester will probably feel like they can go on and double their lead.
I think for Westchester, though, they need to capitalize on what we're seeing from Loudoun United right now. You've got...
Outswinger for Moses Nyman, and a decent-looking ball at that. Westchester get caught with it. Surfel almost gave it away. And then Tingy, can he get clipped? Indeed he did. Is that a foul for you?
We'll get another look at the replay and see before I make my mind up, Tyler, because I had feelings immediately. I think he's released the ball, and then it's just two people colliding. I don't think there's enough there for me, but the referee better positioned. Immediately calls the set piece. You heard the bench for Westchester United weren't happy about having to defend here from a dangerous looking area, and we've seen Soto take a strike from this sort of range. He is being sent off the ball. Wouldn't be surprised here with the fact we're setting up a 3-man wall for Westchester United to see this one try and dip into an area.
It's over for Sorto. Curl delivery in. That's an excellent ball, and it's just wide of the far stick, and that was a good set piece routine from Loudoun.
You can see this one's been planned out. A really good idea from Soto, who just hangs this one up at the back post. It's headed and just not able to connect there. Ends up coming off the side of his face versus getting over the top of it and heading it down. But it's encouraging for Loudoun United.
And set pieces is one of the biggest things that Ryan Martin told us in terms of what he wants to see his side improve upon, because they haven't scored from a set piece just yet.
It's good to see a different way of looking at that set piece with the in the 18. Incredible. Unfortunately, Lacey just not able to get on the finishing touch of that play.
I'll tell you what, Jess, despite the fact that Loudoun have definitely had more possession of the ball, if you were an alien and had no idea what this tournament was, and you had no idea which was the professional team and which was the amateur, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the two in the first 34.5 minutes.
No, the ball movement from Westchester United has been very, very good, and I think it all comes back to mindset. They just look so confident coming into this game, and I think that comes from the fact, as we've mentioned time and time again, they're not a side that hasn't had these experiences in Open Cup, and Blaise Santangelo has to take credit as well for the way that he's set up his team's mindset and belief that they can get something out of this game.
Here's Ben Mines on the turn after a fortuitous bounce. Mines cutting inside, looking for the curler, and had the interest of Andrew Cook for a moment.
Mine's trying to shape up for that curler, but I think for Cook, he knows by the body shape all the way that head start with the quick feet across. Cook just wants to make sure that it doesn't dip last minute, but the goalkeeper, Andrew Cook, has been quiet. But interestingly, sometimes as a goalkeeper, that can make you more nervous. You want to get those early touches on the ball, and bar a couple of goal kicks, Cook hasn't had that opportunity to get his hands ready early on in the game.
Cheney up for it. I felt like there could have been a handball there. I don't know if it needs to be said, but there is no VAR in the first round of this tournament.
Really?
Here's Sorto. He's got plenty of tricks and moves up his sleeve as this is clipped towards the back stick. It's a good ball, fizzed across the face of goal, and that is a beautiful team effort from Loudoun United as it's Riley Bidois who's on the doorstep to punch it home, but that is much more like it from the professional side. We're all level.
I got the game winner on the weekend against North Carolina, and now finishing up a far better phase of play by Loudoun United. It's great individual work to begin with by Christian Sorto. You can see now why they've been wanting to get him on the ball. And then this service, looped in at that back post, and then the selflessness to cut it back, not to go for goal. That's what impresses me the most. That's a team player cutting it back, a bigger professional level club.
Well, not only go on trials, Jess, but there's a serious connection between these two clubs. I mean, Blaise Santangelo has sent close to half of his roster to Loudoun United tryouts to see if they could be able to compete with this group. As this is a long-range effort taken from almost midfield, and Farouk was able to make the save in the end, and it was rather comfortable by the descent of the ball and how it was finishing up, but decent look from Westchester.
I think Farouk's footwork looked a little awkward there. He definitely got caught off guard in that moment and would have been very relieved to see, as you mentioned, the drop on that ball end up favorable.
Here's the goal scorer for Westchester. Alcayun. Nyman finding Sorto. Good defensive presence from Westchester.
And it comes from the mindset again. I think Loudoun United has grown into this first half and is starting to look more like the championship side that we're used to seeing. But both sides will be fairly content with going in with a 1-1 draw.
And that's where the first half ends. All right, well, we might just have ourselves a cup set here in Wayne, Pennsylvania, but Westchester United have a little bit of work to do, and Loudoun United trying to put on a much better performance in this second half as we are officially underway for the second 45 minutes. Christian Sorto trying to bring it down. That was a difficult ask as Alcayun gave it away, and this is clipped towards Bidois. Loose in the penalty area. Was there a foul inside of the box? And Bidois pulls it wide, and now the penalty is going to be called. Well, this is fascinating.
On the spot, waiting to see an advantage. It all comes from Sorto, chipping that ball in. Goalkeeper here overcommits. It is a foul from Andrew Cook.
Either way, penalty for Loudoun United, and it's Sorto stepping up. And he buries it. And Loudoun United, 3 minutes into this second half, have turned this first round tie on its head, and they lead by a score of 2-1, and it's Christian Sorto.
Was a story of penalties this evening as Sorto with the stutter step. You see Cook trying to be patient, ends up guessing the wrong way, and Sorto just buries it home. But for Westchester United now, it's about how do you respond to this adversity. For Westchester United, first one cleared away too easily by the back line of Loudoun. They'll want to make sure they attack this ball.
Good corner at the near post. It was initially flicked along by John Ricks, and it'll stay in the neighborhood with the home side. Those drums you hear in the background is the Sons of Ben, of course, the supporters group for the Philadelphia Union, have made their way out to Wayne, Pennsylvania to support amateur side Westchester.
That's the magic of the cup again.
And here's Lacey from distance, and Ugo Farouk able to cover it up rather easily in the end.
For the goalkeeper, Farouk, but it does come through traffic. Love this quick turn and then pulling the trigger.
Stepping forward is Axtman. Up forward is Tingy. Goal scorer is Sordo. Ben Mines connecting with Bidois. Former University of Vermont Catamount Alex Nagy giving it away, cleaned up by Bidois, and eventually taken over by El Kaloun.
In that area, I'd like to see Nagy move a little bit quicker. You heard from the bench, drive, drive. He took too many touches and didn't execute himself into that space quick enough.
Positive first touch from Ben Mines. Skipping away from the defender, trying to peel it back. Bidois looking for an avenue to pull the trigger. Good defensive presence, though, from Westchester United when it needed to be.
Almost that Mines connection again with Bidois, though. You're seeing that Mines and Bidois on the same page, constantly looking for each other.
How about Dylan Lacey? He's been one of the players of the match on either side of the ball.
You just wouldn't tell how young he was. He's not playing like a teenager in any shape or form, just confident. Every time he gets on the ball, wants to drive forward, wants to take those positive touches and take players on.
Flicked along by Sorto. Clean football here from Loudoun United. Bidois splits the two defenders, and Riley Bidois is in again, and it's 3-1 to Loudoun. Loudoun United flexing their superiority at the start of this second half. Riley Bidois at the double.
Well, Riley Bidois just having a day. It's a great flick forward by Sorto. And you see Bidois just bending his run here. He's pointing exactly where he wants the ball and is able to sort his feet out last minute. And then that composure. The goalkeeper's coming out. He's closing the angle, but he knows exactly where he's going to slot the ball. Cool, calm, collected in the big moment to give his side. Mentioned an easy finish, but it's all about his movement off the ball that allows him to be in that area. When you've got a player that's finding the back of the net and in different ways, it's a great asset to have on your side.
Good feed from Muhu, but couldn't connect the dots. They were certainly far apart in distance. Would have needed to be a perfect 40-yard ball. And meanwhile, Loudoun United sprung on the other end. It's Ben Mines once more down that right-hand side. Now Brennis on the turn. Lucchini lays it off. This is an excellent ball for Lacey if he can keep it in play, and he can. Lacey now running at the Loudoun back line, looking for the curler, and it wasn't too far away.
But he's 10 yards behind the defender, has the legs to catch up, and then the confidence to try and round your defender, picks his head up, always going to go for goal there.
Going down 2 goals just a few moments ago. Westchester United still with a little bit of life, still with some hope. It's about the second or third corner tonight where Westchester have not been able to clear the first defender. Christian Sorto. Mines trying to clean it up. Pendleton. Not his best delivery. Brought down by Surafel. Hounded by Brennis and cleared away. Ben Mines attempting to bring it down. The offside flag is up. despite a belated attempt on goal from Zach Ryan, and he's going to get a stern talking to from the referees saying no more of that.
Gave the fans an opportunity to scream some not so polite words as well.
Depends on where you come from. So in terms of endearment, where I come from.
I remember that time.
Touch from Surafelt. Just bodied off the ball. Slipped through. Good opportunity here. Here's Roby on the first time. And Westchester United right back into it. An errant touch from Loudoun United, and Westchester able to capitalize. It's Ken Roby, who's been a busy boy this evening.
Well, just like that, Westchester United have a lifeline, and it's from that pressure. A physical challenge comes in, no foul there by Muhu, and then doing the absolute most, Kenneth Roby. Fantastic composure and a perfect finish into that side netting. Westchester United
was an explorer in Philadelphia. This one skied into the air. Lacey, it's a great delivery in, and it's met by a brave header from Kwame Awua, and he is not happy with his midfield. And it's another turnover in the middle of the park that's just sort of allowing Westchester to stay in the game.
What a service it was into that danger zone. Bar a very important deflected header away. That one's goal bound.
Flicked along, and it was John Ricks who got a head to it. At least that time, Westchester were the first to get to the ball.
There was that different determination in that moment from Ricks, but because he is a taller guy, had to stoop down to try and get any sort of deflection. Got underneath it, sent it over the post, but you're right, there was a different sense of urgency in that corner. I think a lot of that came from Dylan Lacey sprinting over to take the corner to signify, hey, we've got to go here.
Committed by Samatima. Just hearing there's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time, and there it is, officially official from the fourth official.
I think moments like that for Samatima are going to be frustrating. To give away a foul in that area, you don't need to give away a foul in that moment. And now you invite an opportunity for Loudoun United to just waste some time, to reset, to enjoy possession, and you make it harder for you guys to have time to get back into the game.
Nabokora wisely putting himself in between the ball and the man.
And Samatima again with another foul where he just bites from behind, doesn't need to do it. Understand it's a soft foul, understand it's frustrating, but you don't want to put yourself in that area to commit a foul.
Third away by Ben Mines. Further by August Axtman. Winner of this game is going to get the winner of Texoma FC and Foro FC. Right now that game is 1-0 in favor of Foro, but there's been 2 red cards and there's a dangerous effort. It's parried away and it is going to be a corner for Westchester. Helped along, fortuitous bounce. Westchester might be able to conjure up a chance here. Almost skipped all the way through, shouts for a handball, cleared away, and that's going to do it. Loudoun United by the skin of their teeth hang on and will advance into the second round.